Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Want to say hi to some beautiful people, Diamond?
I would love to. And good evening, Nikki B. And Hank. How are you?
And good evening to you, Diamond Lil.
Well, thank you.
Well, let's start with the first one in tonight is, drum roll, please, Diane Venezuela.
Hey, Diane. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, John McLaughlin.
Hey, John, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sing for you. It's going down. I'm calling timber. Just for you, John.
Lily G. Good evening.
Good evening. EOT, love you, girl.
There's Grizz. Hi, Grizz.
Hey, Grizz. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Tracy Q, love you too.
Oh, Tracy Q. Hope you're feeling better, Tracy. Georgia Pappas is here. Good evening.
Hey, Georgia. Georgia. Cupcake girls in the house. I could really go for a cupcake right now.
I know,
I need something chocolate.
I love that name, Cupcake Girl.
I do too.
Quilt R. Good evening. Or
Sharon
Quilter.
Oh.
Go ahead.
What'd you say?
What'd you say? Is it Quilt R or Quilter?
Quilt. I always call her Quilt R. I can't even talk.
Quilt R.
Sharon Mercier, hello.
Marla Benningfield, hello.
Hey, Terry, good evening.
Angel Rose, good evening to you.
Sherry Trevor, good evening.
Let's see. Melinda Ritchie, good evening.
Hey, Laughs a Lot. Good to see you.
Tracy Q, I'm glad to hear that you're on the upswing, Tracy. Thank you. And Quilt R says Quilter, so I'm going to call it
Quilter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Quilter.
Marilyn Panama Renko. Hey. Oh. I love saying her name.
Mary McClellan, hi.
Vicky Soros, hello.
Let's see. Diane B. Good evening.
Hey, Diane. Hiram Carr, hello.
Oh, Hiram, hi. Oh, your favorite.
Bubba Morris, love you.
Bubba Morris. Let's see. Be Charming, hi.
Annette Graff, hello.
Our beautiful sister from across the pond.
Honey McCann.
It's Honey McCann. It's got to be what? Almost, is it almost midnight, honey?
It's got to be pretty late for her. Hey, B-Dog. Good to see you.
Onami, hi.
Did we say hi to Angel Rose? Hi, Angel.
I think we did, but we say it again. Won't hurt.
Yeah. Don't hear him no foul.
No.
Okay, so what I thought I would do this evening, and I'm sure a lot of you probably have already seen this, but if you haven't, and I know there's a couple people that I know personally, including Diamond Will.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't have cable TV. Yep.
Has not seen the Tucker Carlson from last night, so I'm going to play that.
Thank you.
Yes, and then I'm also going to play another little something, and I'll talk about that after we watch this. So
a little ditty, huh?
A little ditty, yes, Diamond.
Ditty. Okay. Debbie
a little meltdown.
Oh, and meltdown. We love meltdowns.
Yes, we're gonna continue to love these meltdowns. I think because they're gonna, excuse me, keep coming.
Honey McCann says yes, Diamond. Nikki B, 11:30 p.m., but all good. I now have permanent jet lag.
Oh, we love you, honey. Thanks for being here. Okay.
I'm going to mute.
Me too. All right. So enjoy the show, guys, because I loved it last night.
2 months later, on January 6th, when Donald Trump led an insurrection against the duly elected American government. To prove that claim and to divert attention from the details of the presidential election itself, Democrats in Congress impaneled what they called the House Select Committee on the January 6th attack. The point of that committee was to prevent Donald Trump from running for president again. In December of last year, committee members voted unanimously to refer Trump to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution. Mission accomplished. But what the committee did not do was explain what happened inside the Capitol on January 6th. 3 weeks ago, thanks to the new Republican Speaker's office, we gained access to thousands of hours of surveillance video that help answer that question. The January 6th committee had access to this very same tape and watched much of it. But as we're about to show you, committee members lied about what they saw and then hid the evidence from the public as well as from January 6th criminal defendants and their lawyers. That is unforgivable. Whatever you think of Speaker Kevin McCarthy, he rectified that crime, and we are grateful that he did. Before we show you the tape, a few words on the process. Our producers had unfettered access to the Capitol surveillance video. Neither the Speaker's office nor our bosses at Fox News interfered in any way with our investigation. Of the 40,000 or so hours of tape, most of it turned out to be irrelevant. Static shots of empty rooms, in some cases far from the Capitol itself. To find relevant videotape, our producers were given use of Capitol computers with advanced mapping software that made it easy to find what we were looking for. What we didn't have was access to facial recognition software, and that was significant. For more than 2 years, we have wondered why some in the crowd that day who seemed to be inciting violence were never indicted for it. We assumed these were federal agents of some sort. We still assume that. And in fact, there were many examples of behavior we saw in those tapes that didn't seem to make sense. Men in civilian clothes holding doors open for protesters, escorting others through the Capitol, etc. We would love to know who these people were. But as of tonight, we don't know. And because we don't know, we're not going to put their faces on the screen and suggest they were federal agents. That would be irresponsible. So there were many mysteries we could not solve. Among them, unfortunately, is the shooting of Ashley Babbitt. From the evidence we have, the publicly available evidence, it seems clear that Babbitt was murdered by a Capitol Hill police officer called Michael Byrd. Ashley Babbitt was unarmed. She was shorter in stature than average. She posed no conceivable threat to anyone. But beyond that, we can only speculate about what happened. There were no security cameras near the Speaker's lobby where Ashley Babbitt was killed. And one more thing. Virtually no one in Washington, Republican or Democrat, certainly not in the news media, wanted to see this tape released tonight. That's why it's remained hidden for more than 2 years. In recent weeks, the usual hyenas in Congress and on cable news have been howling about we are putting lives at risk by showing this tape to the public. Given that these are the very same people who support open borders and defunding the police, it is hard to take their complaints seriously. But we do take security seriously. So before airing any of this video, we checked first with the Capitol Police. We're happy to say their reservations were minor, and for the most part, they were reasonable. In the end, the only change that we made was in blurring the details of a single interior door in the Capitol building. You're unlikely even to notice it when we show you, and we are confident it does not affect our reporting. With that, here's the video. It doesn't answer every question from January 6th, far from it. But it does prove beyond doubt that Democrats in Congress, assisted by Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, lied about what happened that day. They are liars. That is conclusive. And that fact should prevent them from ever being taken seriously again. We're going to get inside with footage that shows you what was actually happening inside the Capitol. The footage does not show an insurrection or a riot in progress. Instead, it shows police escorting protesters through the building, including the now infamous QAnon shaman. Watch. These are the pictures you've seen of January 6th. They're familiar because they've been playing on a loop on every media outlet in America for the last 2 years. There's a reason for that. But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen. And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th. More than 40,000 hours of surveillance footage from in and around the Capitol have been withheld from the public. And once you see the video, you'll understand why. Taken as a whole, the video record does not support the claim that January 6th was an insurrection. In fact, it demolishes that claim. And that's exactly why the Democratic Party and its allies in the media prevented you from seeing it. By controlling the images you were allowed to view from January 6th, they controlled how the public understood that day. They could lie about what happened, and you would never know the difference. Those lies had a purpose. They created a pretext for a federal crackdown on opponents of the Uniparty in Washington.
Our office wanted to ensure that there was shock and awe, that we could charge as many people as possible.
The first thing you notice from viewing the full video record of January 6th is just how many people entered the Capitol building that day. Hundreds and hundreds of people, possibly thousands, over the course of about 2 hours. The crowd was enormous. A small percentage of them were hooligans. They committed vandalism. You've seen their pictures again and again. But the overwhelming majority weren't. They were peaceful. They were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists. They were sightseers. Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol. They're there because they believe the election was stolen from them. They believe in the system. Here's the man you've heard referred to as the QAnon shaman outside the Senate chamber. These are not rioters. These are people who wandered over from a political rally.
We will not let them silence your voices.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Once at the Capitol building, things began to get chaotic. Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd. A few at the front of the herd broke windows. Someone opened the doors, and many hundreds of others just walked in.
They're going to make that the story.
Of course, they did make it the story. And at the center of it, the single most famous person arrested that day was a Navy veteran from Arizona called Jacob Chansley, often referred to as the QAnon shaman.
The so-called QAnon shaman. QAnon shaman.
Someone named Q Shaman.
Jacob Chansley became the face of January 6th, a dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th, the indisputable facts recorded on video, some of which has never before been seen, with the depiction of Jacob Chansley that you've seen in the media for more than 2 years. He's a terrorist, they said. He should be killed.
Shoot him. Shoot him. Like, you burst into the United States, hey, if he was dressed like bin Laden, would you have shot him?
Shoot him. Shoot him. It makes you wonder, who are the violent extremists here? Not Jacob Chansley. And the video proves that. But you would never have known from the media coverage.
The people sitting in the chairs need to be sitting in a jail cell.
Chansley is in a jail cell. He's been there for months. If he was in fact committing such a grave crime, why didn't the officers who were standing right next to him place him under arrest? Until now, no one could even prove that even happened. but it did.
Well, shoot, I thought it was the whole video. There's more to that, Diamond.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have the other part?
No, I thought it was the whole thing. I'm so bummed. Let me look for it. See if I can find the other part. Give me 1 second. Can you entertain?
Okay. I will entertain. Yes, let me entertain you. Yeah, those people, 420, hi. Those people need to be released from the institutions that they're in, the J6ers. They need to be released today. Release them. Release them. Okay. Yes, they all need to be released. 100%. Hilarious too says it was a fashion arrest. Yes. Oh. That's a great question, LHS. Why weren't the lawyers able to get this footage? That's because they've kept this footage under wraps. They don't want it out because it shows that it wasn't the insurrection that these people made it out to be. You know? It's crazy.
Yeah, they don't have the full video out that I saw last night because they showed that Capitol police officer that passed away the following day. They showed him walking the halls too.
Yeah.
But I got something else I want to play. So this is going to anger a lot of people, but I think it has to be heard just so we know what we're up against.
Yeah. B-Dog says Cheney held back 100 boxes of info as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you guys can stomach this, here we go. It's not that long, so let me just mute real quick and then I'll play it.
Americans tuned in to one of the most shameful hours we have ever seen on cable television. With contempt for the facts, disregard of the risks, and knowing full well he was lying to his audience, Fox News host Tucker Carlson ran a lengthy segment last night arguing the January 6th Capitol attack was not a violent insurrection. By diving deep into the waters of conspiracy and cherry-picking from thousands of hours of security footage, Mr. Carlson told the bold-faced lie that the Capitol attack, which we all saw with our own eyes, was somehow not an attack at all. He tried to argue it was nothing more than a peaceful sightseeing tour. Can you imagine? A nonviolent demonstration, a perfectly fine and appropriate instance of people expressing their opinion. I, so many others who were here in the Capitol, and millions of Americans are just furious with Tucker Carlson and Kevin McCarthy today. Many of my staff were here at the Capitol on January 6th. Their lives were put in danger, as were the lives of many of my colleagues, as well as police, maintenance staff, reporters, countless others. At one point, I was within 30 feet of the rioters. One of them, I was told, shouted out, "Let's get him," before my detail pulled me away and we ran in the other direction. To say January 6th was not violent is a lie pure and simple. I don't think I've ever seen a primetime cable news anchor manipulate his viewers the way Mr. Carlson did last night. I don't think I've ever seen an anchor treat the American people and American democracy with such disdain. And he's going to come back tonight with another segment. Fox News should tell him not to. Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, tell Carlson not to run a second segment of lies. You know it's a lie. You've admitted it's a lie. And Speaker McCarthy is every bit as culpable as Mr. Carlson. Speaker McCarthy's decision to share security footage with Fox looked like a mistake from the very beginning. But after last night, it looks like a disaster. Speaker McCarthy has played a treacherous game by catering to the hard right. He's enabled the big lie and has further eroded away at our precious democracy. When people don't believe elections are on the level, that's the beginning of the end of this bold experiment in democracy that has gone on for more than 200 years. It's all the more shameful because Speaker McCarthy knows precisely what kind of customer Mr. Carlson is. He's not surprised by this outcome. What a low point for Speaker McCarthy. What a low point for Fox News. As reporting on the Dominion lawsuit shows, Mr. Carlson had no problem admitting behind the scenes that the big lie is pure garbage. When Sidney Powell went on the air to push the stolen election narrative, Mr. Carlson told fellow anchor Laura Ingraham that Sidney Powell is lying. His words by the deposition. Mr. Carlson's own producer texted him that, quote, "I don't think there is evidence of voter fraud that swung the election." They know full well they've been lying, and they're doing it anyway. We all, Americans of all types and stripes and corners of this country, Democrats, Republicans, independents, need to take a stand and call out Mr. Carlson's conduct for what it is, a dangerous, unforgivable attempt to destabilize our democracy and rewrite the history of the worst attack on our Constitution since the Civil War. It's an insult to every police officer who was on the scene that terrible, fearful day. It's an insult to the memory of every single person who perished in connection to the attack, especially to the memory of Brian Sicknick. Nonviolent? Ask the Sicknick family. It makes me sick just thinking about what his family must be going through this morning. And it's an insult to everyone who cares about our democracy and wishes to preserve the dream of our founders in our day, in our age. I hope every member of this chamber will call out Fox and Mr. Carlson for defending the insurrectionists. And again, I am disappointed and angered in Speaker McCarthy's decision to share sensitive security footage with Mr. Carlson. Speaker McCarthy was here that day. He knows what actually happened. His staff and members suffered like everyone else, but he chose cheap political expediency over truth and preservation of democracy. I condemn Mr. Carlson for siding with the enemies of democracy. I strongly condemn Speaker McCarthy's actions and fiercely oppose his decision to share this footage with Carlson. I urge Fox News to order Carlson to cease propagating the big lie on his network and to level with their viewers about the truth behind the efforts to mislead the public. Conduct like theirs is just asking for another January 6th to happen.
Scumbag.
Listen, Chucky.
First of all, Chucky, you were lying when you said you and your security detail had to run. I don't see you running anywhere, you piece of poop.
You big fat liar from Liarsville. Chucky.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Lie.
They are so triggered.
Oh, they are beside themselves. They are beside themselves because listen, how can that footage lie? You see it with your own eyes. Did you see any police in that video look like they thought their lives were endangered?
Well, it's funny you say that, Diamond, because as the video went on last night, I watched it live on Fox last night. I thought I had the full video. I'm so sorry, you guys. And I can't find it either. So, but there was like, at one point, there was like 9 police officers standing all around, just letting these people just walk on by.
Yeah. Walk on by, dun, 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 walk on by. That was a
Unbelievable.
Dionne Warwick song.
I remember it.
Yeah. I didn't do it any justice, so.
You didn't do too bad.
Yeah, I did. See, here's the thing. We saw the video, and what he's describing is not what I was watching.
You know, I remember watching for days live on YouTube as it was all going down before the speech and everything. The people that were coming to God and they were holding services and they were having speakers, and there was none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was kicking myself in the butt for not going. This farce needs to come to an end. And you know what? Somebody had put in, and I forgot who, and I'm sorry, but I did see it. We need to start screaming, you guys. Say her name.
Yeah.
Ashley Babbitt. Say her name.
Ashley Babbitt, yeah. Her mother has said that there's been no investigation into her death at all. None. Zero.
It's disgusting.
And the guy, the police officer that fired the shot, was given a medal by Potato Head.
Who's the other lady? I forget her name that was trampled to death.
She was beat to death by a police officer with a metal baton. You know, those what do they
woman
call
police
them?
officer, right?
Yes.
What
her
was
name?
her name?
Rosanna Boylan.
Rosanna Boylan. Say her name.
Yeah. Say her name. That guy, Jake Lyons, that young guy, nice young man. He was down underneath the pile trying to save her.
Yeah.
As that police officer, female police officer, was beating her with those metal. They call those asps or something.
Aren't they batons? I thought
it's a metal baton, but I think they call it. I think they call them asps. Maybe, I don't know. It was
where's
Rosanna
their family? Why aren't
Boylan.
they outraged? Why aren't they? Why,
Yep.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't talk tonight. Hiram Carr says Tucker talked about the one cop they said that died was running around with a helmet. I seen it live on TV last night. He had like a bike helmet on his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was picking up where people had dropped like like homemade signs, like Trump signs or whatever. He was picking them up and putting them behind a statue. He was very much alive.
Now I saw it. Boylan, Rosanna Boylan, Boyland. That's how I thought they spelled her name. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, Georgia. That's exactly what I watched. I watched families and kids there, and everybody just wanted what was right for their country, for our country. I'm curious to see what Tucker's going to show tonight. And you know what? I know people, put down Fox, and I do believe Fox was part of the 2020 debacle. I really do. I believe that.
Yeah.
But Tucker Carlson's doing some good things, and we have to give credit where credit's due, because we don't get much, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that poor lady, she was beat to death. Several people tried to help her. They were arrested. They were sitting in the gulag and around the country. A lot of these guys have not even had their day in court. That's disgusting. They haven't even been able to, put up to have a hearing or anything. Nothing. It's been almost 2 years. Yeah, it's really bad.
Diamond, give me 1 minute. I'm going through a
Yeah.
tape to see if I can get to the point where we left off here.
Yep. He and what Schumer's trying to do is he's trying to get Fox to put a stop to Tucker airing any more footage. That's what that speech was all about. He's putting pressure or trying to put pressure on Fox to not air that. Yes, Cupcake Girl, 3 of the J6s have already committed suicide in the gulag since the beginning. It's sad. They just couldn't handle it.
All right, I think I might have the rest of it, Diamond. You want me to play it?
Oh, you go, girl. I'm muting.
Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second.
That even happened, but it did. Within hours of January 6th, literally hours, you began to hear that day described as a deadly insurrection, and not described by one news outlet or one politician, but in unison by all of them, almost like it was coordinated. A deadly insurrection. That's how history may record January 6th. But the tape that we reviewed from within the building on that day proves it was neither an insurrection nor deadly. Here it is.
January 6th, when an estimated 2,000 rioters breached the Capitol building, causing the deaths of 5 police officers.
Certain dates echo throughout history. December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2001. And January 6th.
The mob beat officers with anything they had on them: hockey stick, a flagpole, a fire extinguisher. Police officers died.
Donald Trump supporters who, of course, rioted and killed police officers.
By the evening of January 6th, the Democratic Party and its publicists in the national news media had settled on a description of what had happened that day. They distilled an enormous number of highly complex events that even now we don't fully understand, into a single emotionally laden political slogan, which they've repeated for years with remarkable discipline. January 6th, they said, was a deadly insurrection.
There was a deadly insurrection that the right wing is trying to cover up.
He incited a deadly insurrection.
Incited a deadly insurrection.
The violent, deadly insurrection on the Capitol 9 months ago, it was about white supremacy, in my view.
A deadly insurrection. Everything about that phrase is a lie. Very little about January 6th was organized or violent. Surveillance video from inside the Capitol shows mostly peaceful chaos. But the slogan worked. The term deadly carries enormous emotional power, which is why they used it. To prove the insurrection was deadly, propagandists pointed to the death of an officer called Brian Sicknick. The mob killed Officer Brian Sicknick. That's what they said. It was their single most powerful indictment of the January 6th protesters and of Donald Trump and of Republican voters nationally. They repeated that claim for years. They are still repeating it. At first, they told the country that Officer Sicknick was murdered with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the fight.
That story came from the New York Times, which is effectively the assignment editor for most of the rest of American media. It was a lie, untrue in any way. But only after that lie had hardened into conventional wisdom did the newspaper bother to retract it.
The New York Times has quietly retracted its story about the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick.
The damage had been done. Brian Sicknick, himself a Trump voter, had been transformed without his consent into a political martyr of the left. His memory was shamelessly exploited by the incoming Biden administration. In February of 2021, Sicknick's body lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda, where a parade of unscrupulous politicians made use of it. Here's Joe Biden.
Breaking down the doors, trying to overturn an outcome of election, and killing several police officers in the meantime.
But Brian Sicknick should not be reduced to a prop for the political ambitions of the Democratic Party. He was a human being. The facts of his life matter, including how he died. To this day, media accounts describe Sicknick as someone who was, quote, slain on January 6th. The video we reviewed proves that is a lie. Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. By all appearances, Sicknick is healthy and vigorous. He's wearing a helmet, so it's hard. But Brian Sicknick should not be reduced to a prop for the political ambitions of the Democratic Party. He was a human being. The facts of his life matter, including how he died. To this day, media accounts describe Sicknick as someone who was, quote, slain on January 6th. The video we reviewed proves that is a lie. Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. By all appearances, Sicknick is healthy and vigorous. He's wearing a helmet, so it's hard to imagine he was killed by a head injury. Whatever happened to Brian Sicknick was very obviously not the result of violence he suffered at the entrance to the Capitol. This tape overturns the single most powerful and politically useful lie that Democrats have told us about January 6th. And it was indeed a lie. The January 6th committee knew perfectly well that Brian Sicknick was walking normally through the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by Trump supporters. And they know that because they saw this tape. We can be sure because the footage contains an electronic bookmark that is still archived in the Capitol's computer system. That means that investigators working for the Democratic Party reviewed this tape. They saw it, but they refused to release the tape to the public. Why? Because this tape would shatter the fraud they were perpetrating on the country. Because hiding the truth served their political interest. They lied about the police officer they claimed to revere. If they were willing to do that, then their dishonesty knew no limits. The January 6th committee lied. Its members are liars. And as the result of those lies, core civil liberties in this country were eroded. People went to prison. They're in prison as of right now, unjustly. So those lies had consequences. So you have to ask yourself, whatever happened to the members of the January 6th committee? These liars who hurt people and the country. Well, let's see. Adam Schiff is running for Senate. Adam Kinzinger got a job at CNN. Liz Cheney somehow wound up a professor at the University of Virginia, the august University of Virginia. They're all still there. Benny Thompson, ooh, listen to his wisdom, but they're liars. And above all, this video proves it. Here's another installment. One of the enduring mysteries of January 6th is the role that intelligence and law enforcement agencies played in the events of that day. We know there was some number of undercover federal agents in the crowd at the Capitol. Officials have since admitted that under oath. But what exactly were they doing there? The January 6th committee worked hard to hide the answer to that question. We do know from contemporaneous videotape that a mysterious figure called Ray Epps encouraged the crowd to go into the Capitol. For some reason, Epps has never been indicted for that. But there's no question he did it.
We need to go into the Capitol!
Under public pressure, the January 6th committee finally interviewed Ray Epps. Epps told the committee that he never entered the Capitol and therefore never committed a crime. His text messages showed that at 2:12 p.m., he boasted to his nephew that he had, quote, orchestrated the protests at the Capitol. He admitted he helped get people there. Yet, curiously, congressional Democrats consider Ray Epps an ally, not an insurrectionist. Tonight, we can tell you that at the very least, Ray Epps lied in his sworn testimony to the January 6th committee. Epps testified that when he sent the text messages to his nephew, he had already left the Capitol grounds to return to his hotel room. That is not true. The surveillance footage we found shows that, in fact, Ray Epps remained at the Capitol for at least another half an hour. You're seeing that on your screen now. What was Epps doing there? We can't say, but we do know that he lied to investigators. The January 6th committee likely knew this too. Democrats had access to the same tape, yet they defended Ray Epps. No honest investigation would do that. But the point of the January 6th committee was never to investigate anything. The point was to stage a made-for-TV show trial. From the opening moments, the tone of the hearings was almost comically overheated and polemical. There is not a tragedy in American history that Democrats didn't liken to the protests of January 6th.
I'm from a part of the country where people justify the actions of slavery, the Ku Klux Klan, and lynching.
How staged and fraudulent was the work of the January 6th committee? Democrats hired a Good Morning America producer called James Goldston to dramatize the footage they released. They even dubbed in audio to make the pictures more sensational, as in a docudrama. The networks carried it all live as if it were real. But Donald Trump was far from the only target.
The enemy is within the House of Representatives.
Within hours of January 6th, Democrats alleged a conspiracy. They claimed their Republican colleagues had helped to plan the breach of the Capitol building. There was never any evidence this was true, none at all, yet it was widely repeated.
Our colleagues are continuing to engage with white nationalist extremist groups, the most violent attack on the Capitol since the War of 1812.
At one point, the January 6th committee publicly accused Republican Congressman Barry Laudermilk of Georgia of leading a reconnaissance mission through the Capitol building the day before.
They were looking for some member of Congress that was involved in all this.
The surveillance tape that we reviewed shows this story is a lie, and the Democrats on the committee knew it was a lie when they told it. The so-called reconnaissance mission Democrats alleged was nothing more than Congressman Laudermilk giving a guided tour to his constituents from Georgia, none of whom were, quote, insurrectionists. Laudermilk didn't even take the group inside the Capitol building. They walked through a congressional office building down the street.
The FBI totally cleared them. The committee knew this before they actually made their accusations against me. They wanted to create this story that would, fit where they wanted the evidence to lead.
Despite the video evidence they possessed proving it wasn't true, the committee included the lie in its final report. Protesters, it says dramatically, quote, took a tour of the Capitol with Representative Barry Laudermilk, during which he took pictures of hallways and staircases.
If you read the final report, it was a manifesto against Donald Trump. That's all it was.
When the committee wasn't accusing Republican office holders of planning riots on January 6th, it was accusing them of running away from those riots like cowards. In the case of Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, the committee and their allies accused him of both.
Josh Hawley is a...
To prove that Josh Hawley was a coward, the committee released video of him loping out of the building on the afternoon of January 6th with a police escort. The tape became a staple on social media. Democrats laughed with derision.
Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
But in fact, the surveillance footage we reviewed shows that famous clip was a sham, edited deceptively by the January 6th committee. The clip was propaganda, not evidence.
Wow. Wow. So the only thing I can say is wow, guys. This is crazy.
The actual videotape shows that Hawley was one of many lawmakers being ushered out of the building by Capitol Hill police officers. And in fact, Hawley was at the back of the pack. The coward tape was a lie, one of many from the January 6th committee. An interview with a top Capitol police officer who was there and who raises a lot of pretty shocking questions about the Capitol Police response to January 6th. And keep in mind, the Capitol Police, as a force, is controlled by the Speaker of the House. And that point, it was Nancy Pelosi. So
there you go, Diamond. That was the rest of it from last night.
Who's that guy, Nikki, down in the right-hand corner?
His name, I'm subscribed to his channel too. B-Dog sent it to me because it was the rest of it. His name is, I'm going to drop his link too, actually. His name's Lou, Valentino, Valentino.
Okay. Valentino. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he puts out some good stuff.
I've never seen him before. I wondered who that was. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to actually drop his link in here. So you guys, if you guys want to go subscribe to him, please do, since I just used his material. There we go. So what'd you think, Diamond?
Disgusting.
Yep.
They are disgusting.
Just unbelievable.
Hey, where is Pelosi's laptop? Or multiple laptops? Where are those?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm wondering, who's got those? The fib?
Oh, Tubla One saying he was once an Antifa. And then he woke up. I didn't know that, Tubla. I watch him all the time, too.
Ah.
Yeah, I like him. I like what he's putting out. He's definitely trying to make a difference, Diamond.
Yep. Now, did you say that Turtle McConnell?
You know what? As I thought I had the video and I don't. I'm so mad at myself. I sent.
Oh, let me see if Gateway has it.
I know, and I put him in my thumbnail too. Yeah, he had something to say too.
He's an idiot.
Turtle time. I don't know what I did wrong, but I thought I sent it to myself and I didn't.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Lie. Not you, Nikki, but what Schumer was putting out and what McConnell's trying to say.
They're all big fat liars from Liarsville.
Big fat liars from Liarsville. Let's see here. Let me. Okay, let's see.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, you guys all go give him a sub. He's good. Not as good as me and Diamond, of course, but you know, he's good. Oh. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
No comparison. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah.
Oh, he was part of BLM, Melinda Ritchie says, until he opened his eyes to the truth and been watching. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, I seen that, Sissy K. Did you guys hear that Nancy Drew was inside the oh, wait a minute. Oh, she's talking about drunk Nancy. Oh, there you got it. There you go. Cool.
It's a minute 40. It's on Gateway Pundit. You ready?
Yep. I'm ready.
Okay.
Was it a mistake by Speaker McCarthy to give access to custom calls of this security footage?
My concern is how it was depicted, which is a different issue. Clearly, the chief of the Capitol Police, in my view, correctly describes what most of us witnessed firsthand on January 6th. So that's my reaction to it. It was a mistake, in my view, for Fox News to depict this in a way that's completely at variance with what our chief law enforcement official here at the Capitol thinks.
If that's the case, following up on what you said, Tucker Carlson has already teased another round of videos that are going to be released today. I understand that you're upset with the way that Fox is depicting it, but he's been forecasting this for months. asking for this access to this footage to have a presentation just like this.
You-
Was
you-
it a mistake for the speaker to hand that?
You guys know I have many faults, but one of them is not answering the question in a way that I don't want to answer it. I've given you the answer.
Why do you think there are some within your party who don't want to acknowledge January 6th as an attack or an insurrection?
Shall I give you the same answer again? Anybody want to ask me something different?
Do you have any reaction?
Piece of crap, piece of crap, piece of crap, crap.
He needs some Twitter droppings on his head.
Now, now let's just use logic here. We all are very logical people watching this show. If McConnell was upset with the video being released, Schumer's upset about the video being released. Do you think the video shows the truth? Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I cannot wait till tonight to see what else he's going to bring out.
And I love it. He says, witness what we witnessed firsthand. How can you witness that, Turtle, if you're hiding in a fetal position underneath a desk? How can you witness what was going on outside, you crap? Sorry,
he's just mad, Diamond, because turtles take forever to get just an inch, so he couldn't get out fast enough.
I know. Exactly.
He has turtleitis. Oh my goodness. Oh, these people. It's time. It's our turn. And that's it. And I'm not turning back, and I'm not going to let them. Look at when they said he was running down the hallway, that clip they showed for 2 years of Josh.
Yeah.
And here he was at the tail end of the running, and all those senators were running, and all those people were running in front of him.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This, my friends, is showing us the propaganda at its finest.
Absolutely. And it just makes you stop and think, what else are they hiding? What else have they doctored? I'm sure, we're conspiracy theorists, but our conspiracies are true.
Well,
they are.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is just my opinion, my tinfoil hat opinion.
Yes.
But I think, the things that Kamala brought up tonight, like 911, I think that was doctored.
Mm-hmm.
What about the moon landing? I think that might have been doctored too.
Yes. Do we know about Pearl Harbor?
You know what? I'm starting to second guess it all.
Yeah. What's hidden in that? What did they hide from us there? I'm sure they had their hands in it.
Apple versus oranges. I'm not sure, what your problem is here. Says mods are corrupt and just as bad as people we're fighting. Free speech for all. Is somebody not letting you have free speech? Apples versus oranges? These people.
Huh.
My mods are censoring what? There's some things I don't allow in here, apple versus oranges. You can speak your mind, but there's some words I do not allow typed in my chat.
7:21. Look at the post at 7:21.
That one?
Yeah.
My mods are going to keep my chat safe. If you don't like that, there's other places you can venture off to.
Yeah, maybe if we're not saying what you wanna hear, maybe you are not in the right place. Apples and oranges. Here's another thing. Apples and oranges. Why don't you start a show and talk about what you want? How about that?
Anyways. They're trying to proclaim that Hunter and Tucker have a connection.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a point to that? You're fine, Tennessee Roadrunner. Good to see you. Anyways. You guys want me to play this funny video that I have?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Let me share the screen.
I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Is that it? Here it is.
Committee. Their mission? To take down the twice impeached former president with absolutely zero evidence. Will they do it? This is the defendant. The twice impeached no longer president of the United States. He claims he's innocent. But is he? All rise for the Honorable House Drinker! Order in your court! January 6th Committee. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you whatever? Good enough for me. Wait a minute. Is this impeachment court or January 6th court? It's January 6th court, Nancy. I always get those two mixed up. All right, everybody sit down. Hey, what about me? Aren't you going to ask me if I'm going to tell the truth? Yeah, police! I'm being attacked. All right, Mr. Schiff. Call your first witness.
Madam Drinker, would we call twice impeached, no longer President Donald Trump?
Guilty! We haven't even started yet. Sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that till later. Proceed. Twice impeached, no longer President Trump. Where were you on January 6th? Trying to make America great again? Mr. Trump, I will not allow racism in my courtroom. Make America great again is racist? Another word out of you and I'll hold you in contempt. Another drink into you and your liver's gonna hold you in contempt. You got a big mouth, convict. Twice impeached, not my President Trump. Did you order the insurrection? No, I didn't. But Nancy did. What did you say? I said you ordered the insurrection. Mr. Trump, I remind you that you're under oath. Yeah? And? Are you under oath? I'm always under oath. You're always under the influence. By the way, how's your husband doing? You're lying about the insurrection. No, I'm not. I told everyone to be peaceful. I know what peaceful means. That's one of the MAGA code words. No, it's not. Yes, it is. You're a bully, Trump. This is all your fault.
Yeah, stop lying, Trump.
If anyone's hiring out there, I kind of need a job. Trump, I've made my decision. Ha! What did you decide? Jack Daniels or vodka? Not any of your business, but I decided on vodka. What a shock.
House Drinker, we the jury find twice impeached, no longer President Trump, guilty.
For what? Whatever we say you're guilty for. So you're just gonna lie? Trump, you're guilty. Bailiff, take him away. My prayers have been answered. You can't do this. Oh, yes, I can. I can do anything I want. High spirit. Not for long. We got him. We got him.
I thought I'd try to bring it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Mountain Man. Good to see you.
Hi, Mountain Man.
not that I want to bring this up again, but to this apples and versus oranges, I never ever blocked, or nor did my mods All Pandas Lie. So he's a friend of ours. Never been blocked in mine on my chat. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Anyways.
There's always one in every crowd.
Wah, wah, wah. Party pooper.
Wah, wah.
So Tennessee Ridge Runner had a funny up here. Chat's going crazy though, if I can find it. Oh, I can't. Anyway. Well, man, you want to come up for a minute? I'm ending this pretty soon though, because I got to help my daughter in a little bit. But if you want to come up, I'll drop the link for you.
Tennessee Ridge Runner says, sorry, Miss Nikki B for the caps. I just dearest Mitch. Is that the one you were talking about?
No.
Okay. So
There's one after
that.
that. I swear, unless he removed it, he said something about we have to be nice to, I think he was talking about Schumer, because he just got out of the hospital from removing his head out of his arse.
Oh.
Something like that. Mountain Man, do you want to come up? Mountain Man's from parts unknown.
Parts unknown.
Yep. That's all I got for tonight. So we can just talk about whatever for a little bit, Diamond, or we can end it, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. Mountain Man wants, he's going to try. He's not sure he's in a good spot, though.
Okay.
Let's try.
Hi, Conservative Patriot.
Hey, Conservative. Good to see you. Oh, how did I?
Bobcat Philo 34. Good evening.
Hey, Bobcat. Good to see you. There we go.
Look how long that
Hey, Robin Ward. Hi, Joy to all. Mary Freeland. Look at all these beautiful people in here. So what'd you think about that, Diamond?
What, the cartoon?
Yeah. It looked like Nancy was going to spit her teeth out.
Oh my gosh. It was, I liked Maxine Waters too as the, what was she, like the bailiff or something? Whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, the bailiff.
Yep.
So I was on the phone last night with EOT. Oh, I dropped the link for Mountain Man, Conservative. I'm not staying on long, so.
Oh, my
You're
bad.
okay. You're okay. Anyways, I was on the phone with EOT last night, and we were talking, and she was telling me that she had a cat that had Down syndrome, and I thought she was teasing, Diamond. I didn't know that cats and dogs could have Down syndrome. Did you?
No.
So I started Googling it, and yeah, they kind of, there's pictures of dogs and cats with Down syndrome.
Oh.
I thought she was pulling my leg.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of that.
Me either.
Ever. Yeah.
So thought I'd share it with you guys. I learned something new last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Joy to all says, hey, Nikki and Diamond, just snuck in. Hi, Joy to all.
How you doing, Conservative?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Oh, there's Mountain Man. Hey, Mountain Man.
How you doing? I want to see how my broadcast, if I'm coming through.
You're coming through really good.
Oh, good.
Clear.
That's weird.
Yeah. No, you're coming through really good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And how you, Diamond? How you, conservative patriot?
Good, Mountain Man. Thank you for
Doing
asking.
great.
I enjoy those United Spot clips. They're funny.
Aren't they funny?
OMG, they're great.
Figured I'd end on a light note, make everybody laugh after watching Schumer.
Yeah.
Diane Valenzuela says Nikki B. Penguin 6 was in his glory because moron was on the wall of the president in the visitor center.
I bet he was.
Oh, they finally put him up?
Yep.
Apparently, yeah.
Huh.
Wonder what that's all
what
about.
I was thinking. I know. There's got to be something behind it.
I think it's that we're going to have to go the full ride here until the next election.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking, well, it's 19 months, right?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Well, it all could be to get them comfortable and then smack them between the eyes. April Fools.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
But I know Trump was saying April Fools to get somebody nervous.
I think there's a lot of people nervous, don't you?
Oh yeah, Schumer looks so desperate. It is funny. I mean, he's so desperate, and McConnell too. Well, Tucker comes on. He comes on. What time does he come on? 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Yeah, Eastern.
So he'll be on in about a half an hour.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Oh, I wonder if they'd let you live stream it.
Probably not.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I got plucked off the air last night.
I seen that.
I put up a meme. I said, I think this is the one. I said, Frank, I stole this from Frank at NPC show. This might be why he got taken down the other week. And I swear to you, 3 seconds after I put the meme up, bam, my phone went blank. I said, what in the world? And I didn't touch nothing.
Yeah.
Weird.
I
think it was a
what
warning
happened.
shot.
Yeah, I wondered what happened, Mountain Man.
Yeah, Diamond was there. I think it was a warning shot.
Just be careful. Look at the stuff I'm playing. I'm just like, whatever.
Well, it's hard, but it's hard to talk. I call it Patriot Pig Latin, the way we got to talk.
Yeah.
Because back in the days, the kids would talk Pig Latin, Ixnay, and say stuff, switch a couple of vowels around, and come up with your own language, so teachers wouldn't know what you're talking about. That's what we got to do now.
Diane Venezuela says, Nikki B, maybe moron's going to be the April Fool's joke and they'll take him down off the president wall.
Maybe so.
I can't even believe he's up there.
Well, it's only been how long?
2 years, over 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see Tucker Carlson last night or did you watch what I just played?
Oh, I didn't watch it last night, but I've been watching clips all day. It's great. Like, I don't know. I might go live tonight after his show. Like people, I'll tell people to, if they want to see the clips from Tucker's show last night, to come watch this live stream, replay this live stream to get to see him. But the other thing Tucker had was Friday, I think it was, he did a section on we've got mentally ill people running our country. And he put up the luggage thief. What do they call him? Baldy locks.
Yeah. Ugh.
The luggage thief and every other freak you can think of. He said, and so I think he's been activated. Tucker has been activated. And the clips they have of him saying something bad about Trump or saying something bad about the FRAUD. I think that's all a game Tucker's playing or was playing, and then they put these tapes out of him that make him look bad to the MAGA crowd, but then he comes through with this stuff.
It's also confusing.
He's a plant.
He is.
And also mentioning Ray, you know who?
Yeah.
That was verboten.
Yeah.
They showed him right in the crowd. Talking to his nephew, and he lied. He's a liar from Liarsville.
Yeah, I got a picture of him.
He lied on the roof.
Yeah, I got a picture of him standing right in front of that scaffold when there wasn't very many people around. You remember the scaffold commander?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a picture of Ray Epps right there. I think even before the scaffold commander got up there. So he was organizing it early.
He organized it the night before.
Oh, yeah.
What was it, January 5th? So
yeah.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. People just are like, no. You're fed.
Nikki B.
Yes.
B-Dog says Scotty Marr 10 stopped, said his part has ended.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wonder what that's all about.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Hello, America is here.
Hey, Red.
I'm on Nikki B.
Is he texting you?
Maybe.
Anyway. Hey, Jamie Berbersky. Good to see you.
I'm just glad winter's almost over.
19 more months, maybe. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
I got a call on my hotline. Sorry about that.
Oh.
What's that, Diamond?
If he's a plant, is he a cactus?
What's that? Did y'all hear my phone call?
Is he a fern?
No, we didn't hear your phone call, Mountain Man.
Oh, okay, good.
No.
That was a secret mission.
I just heard you say I'm on Nikki B.
Something's wrong. I got a hold of.
Mountain
I
Man.
gotta. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
barely.
All right, why don't you go out and come back? Probably because you took that phone call.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna
Okay.
find out. We're gonna find out the answer here, Diamond. Is he a cactus? Is he a fern?
Is he a clinging ivy?
Is he a Christmas cactus? Oh, Lord.
Is he a poinsettia?
Let's see where her hotel paid DC complained that the hotel worked. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh,
Be surprised.
100% Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bust them in. The day
We
of.
seen it. Yeah, we seen them coming off the bus and changing their clothes and all that crap. Is that
I made
better?
it back. I made it back. Sorry about that.
Can you hear now?
Oh yeah, I can hear better now.
Okay, Diamond wants to know what kind of plant is Tucker Carlson? Is he a cactus? A fern?
Oh, he's for us. For the black cats, he's a cactus. For us, he's a fern.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's putting out all their dirty little secrets. And what do you think is going to happen tonight? I'll tell you what's really going to get him going. This business of him talking about the officer that they're showing video of him after the event. He's still going around, still walking around stuff, and that he passed away a couple of days later. That's going to be a big story. It's going to end up being a big story, I think.
Do you think he's still alive?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but they couldn't have
I
five
thought he
of them.
died 7 days after.
Liz
couldn't
wants to know, is Tucker a pussy willow plant?
No.
Hopefully he's got some cojones.
Diane Valenzuela says Venus flytrap.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. But when have you ever seen anybody on the floor of the Senate talk about a broadcaster ever?
Never.
In such a derogatory way.
Right. And then to threaten the owner of Fox.
Yeah. Which is going through a lawsuit right now with that company that makes machines. Okay, and you know the name of it, dumb, and then the other word is onion.
Yeah.
Dumb onion. Dumb onion.
Yep. So yeah, a Fox is over the target, and Trump was distancing himself a couple of weeks ago. I don't get along Fox. I can't stand Fox. You know, it's all part of a little dance we're doing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Paul Ryan is on Fox board.
Yeah.
He got his marching orders.
Well, I was thinking that's the reason why why McCarthy released it to Fox, was because McCarthy, wasn't he in the House at the time that Paul Ryan was the Speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought maybe there was a deal there or something.
I said when I thought the deal was made was the last night Trump was campaigning. He was in Wisconsin, and he was supposed to, his last stop for the night campaigning was supposed to be Virginia, and he was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock. I don't think his plane made it till 11 because he was still in Wisconsin. And they were saying, I remember it live listening to it. They were saying that Paul Ryan was trying to talk Trump into continuing his rally in Wisconsin, so Paul Ryan could help deliver Wisconsin to Trump and all this stuff. And then Trump came an hour late to his last stop. But I don't think that's what the delay was. I think the delay was Trump and his team, namely MI, military, in other words, intelligence, already told him, look, you've won. Donald Trump's going to be president. I think they told him that night. Yeah. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to resign speakership. We know here's what we got on you. You're not going to be Speaker of the House. You're going to resign. You're going to work for Fox News. You're going to do what we tell you.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the whole Trump DeSantis narrative?
Well, what do I think of DeSantis?
Trump and DeSantis narrative.
Yeah.
Oh, that narrative is to show some push-pull friction back and forth in the same party. So like Ronald Reagan said, you want more people peeing out of the tent than you want people peeing in the tent. You get people that, for whatever reason, if they psychologically got that block in their mind that no matter what, if Trump walked on water, they wouldn't like him, but they still like his policies. They have another choice, which is DeSantis. And DeSantis never said he was running for president, never said anything bad about Trump. All his policies are pro-Trump, pro-MAGA, and they're just building a multifaceted party. It's not all, hey, if you're a Republican, you got to be a Trump groupie. You know, there's a Ron DeSantis and there's a Ted Cruz, and there's other personalities and styles, but They're going away from the woke agenda, the Marxist agenda. That's the main thing.
Mhm. I
Give
thought it was
everybody
the
a home.
media's. I thought it was the
Thing it is,
media's
I
way
see
to
a lot of
detract the attention away from, something else.
Well, Ron
That's
DeSantis
what I thought.
Ron DeSantis is no dummy, and he is what he's doing is he's putting himself out there like he might go against Trump, and he's buddying up with these rhinos who still have a massive amount of pull in the Republican Party, and they've got control of a lot of money and a lot of connections. Well, take his money. Take their money. I mean, take their money, take their connections, let them focus all their pushing effort on Ron DeSantis, thinking he's going to mess Trump up. But at the last minute, Ron DeSantis is going to say, ha ha, April Fools.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because he hasn't announced yet, has he?
No, he hasn't. And who does the Jeb Bushes and the Mitch McConnells and all these creepos? Who do they have to turn to? Nobody. So you got Ron DeSantis doing the equivalent of pulling his skirt up a little bit, show him a little leg, a little political leg, and they're all coming to him, bringing gifts.
But the interesting thing is George Soros actually backed him. I thought that was weird.
George Soros?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said Ron DeSantis was. I personally don't think the words he used to describe DeSantis was very complimentary. He was, if you'll remember, he was using terms, that he was a vicious person and a conniving person, but he was better than Trump. So even Soros would have anybody in there but Trump. But they don't know what we know. A lot of us know that this is not about a person. This is about faith and ideology and the Constitution in our country. If it wasn't Trump, they'd have picked somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So I tell you, there were in his CPAC speech, and I kind of broke it up.
Abandoned the mega move. I abandoned Trump. I'm like, boy.
Who abandoned Trump?
Some people in our movement, they just like abandoned them, saying, "Oh,
Well,
this and that." And
anybody that abandons Trump's an idiot. That's what I'm gonna say. He fought. Look what he's done for us.
Where are they going to go?
good point.
They
That's
ditched
what I'm
Trump. Where are
saying.
they going to go? They're going to go sit in the woods and cry or scream at the sky and act like maniacs. We got to do this right. We got to have a country left. We got to have unity. We got to understand a lot of our friends and neighbors have been professionally brainwashed by state actor level, polished, experienced, professional psyops.
That is true.
And that's what we got to let our friends know. We got to let our friends know you have been professionally lied to by people who worship who? The father of lies.
The interesting thing is, a lot of them just give up and don't want to V anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, there's an old saying: lead, follow, or get out of the way. And they're in that last category. Get out of the way. Because I got enough trouble dealing with good people that have been brainwashed into hating Trump, that they're too blind to see, like Tucker Carlson said, the mentally ill running our government. I got enough trouble with them than dealing with people who need their diapers changed because they don't think changes happen fast enough for their tastes when they're sitting on their rear ends and been sitting on their rear ends for years. So I don't have any use for people who abandon Trump.
Right,
I had to
I've been telling people in my streams, you don't fix what's broken at your local level, you're not going to see change. It's that simple.
Yeah, there's been huge changes. I tell you, I'll put up a post tonight from 17 from 17. I'll put up a post tonight. Let me write that down.
Are you going live now?
I think so. After Tucker.
Can somebody put his channel link, Mountain Man's in the chat, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Where we're at is a miracle. And the things that have been exposed are earth shaking. And we know about it. We're just frustrated because we're having a hard time getting over a captured media and a captured leadership in Washington, D.C. We're having trouble getting over top of that big barrier to talk to our friends and our fellow countrymen. But we're getting over that barrier. Every day I'm crawling up it and I see the top. And boy, when I get to the top and it's downhill from here on, we're going to tear it up. But people a little farther down the hill or not even trying to come up the hill and crying and moaning. I got enough trouble. I got enough trouble trying to get people to see the light, not people who've seen the light then sit down and cry. Nope, I got no use for them.
I never abandoned Trump, and I never will. I never abandoned him. Nope.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. But like I said, God forbid that something happened to Trump. He's only a man. He's a real estate guy from New York.
I mean, just look at the policies he wants to implement now. Oh, boy. They're probably crapping themselves right now.
Well, he's putting it out there. And I said last year, I heard Trump say something no politician has said. He only said it one time, and they ignored it on purpose. And I said two words. He said, we're going to have to think about doing this as a nation. And he used the words mass deportations. And then he never mentioned it again. But he did mention it in a rally in front of 25, 50,000 people, how many? And I don't know how many millions watching him. And he went almost 2 years. And then he said it again. He's going to utilize every part of the federal government, every agency, and start getting people out of here that don't belong in this country. That's called mass deportations.
Well, it's going to be great. At least 50,000 or more, he said. As soon as he said that, I'm like, wow.
It's going to be millions. And we already did it one time. We did it in the 1950s with Eisenhower. Now, the name they used for it is considered a pejorative towards Latin American people. It was called Operation, and I'll break it up into two words, wet, and then the second word is back. But that's the name of the operation. You can look it up, and that's when Eisenhower sent the National Guard out, and they went around and got everybody who was here and weren't supposed to be here out of here.
There you go. That's good.
So, we can do it. We can do it. We've done it before, and people didn't even notice. Even they could have been 500,000 to 1 million, maybe 2 million. I don't know how many it was, but nobody really noticed. It didn't make the news. It didn't disrupt people's lives. Just like what I was talking about with this president in El Salvador. I talked about last year how he did mass arrests. And here, I swear it's been almost a year since I was talking about it. I showed videos of him rounding them up. He did a video where he was telling the gang leaders and other gang members, if you commit any crimes, your boys won't eat tonight. I won't feed them. That's how serious we are. And so now here we are where they reported they've built a facility in El Salvador for 40,000 bed facility, highly monitored, and that they've had no red rums. That's, what's spelled backwards. No red rums in 300 days in that country. Now, if El Salvador can do it, we can do it.
Now, the interesting thing is, I noticed that he mentioned former President Bolsonaro at CPAC. I'm like, huh.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
That put out a message. That put out a message to the commies.
Well, do you guys want to go watch Tucker Carlson? He's coming on in 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably see you guys a little bit after 9.
Okay.
All right.
If y'all up for it.
Where can I watch it if I don't have cable?
Who, Tucker?
Yeah.
You can stay right here, and I'll put
Yes.
it on my TV if you want to watch it.
Even better.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I meant like
Rumble-
backstage.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
want, Diamond.
Okay.
Because I don't
Well,
think
I
you
know-
can. I don't think
I
you
know
can
you-
watch Fox Live, can you? Unless you have the Fox
No.
Nation app and you pay for it.
Right. No, you have to help your daughter, so you go do what you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see
that's
if
the
I can
thing.
find it.
I'm not going to be able to see what Tucker's got to say either.
Yeah.
So he might be dropping some bombs. If I go up at 9, I won't even be talking about what the heck's going on.
Yeah, because I got rid of my cable TV. It was
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, me too. I got rid of it
It
in
was over
$213.
$200.
You guys want to listen to it? I can turn it up.
Well, you've got to go, Nikki. So
She's not home yet, but
And for 26 months, that footage was held from the American
he's on now. Okay.
January 6th committee made certain. Now, the Justice
yeah. All right. Well, Mount Man, I'll see you a little after 9 then.
Yeah. This sounds good to me. I appreciate y'all being with me tonight or letting me come up tonight.
Yeah, thank you for coming up. And Diamond, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Hello to everybody in the chats, and I'll see y'all soon.
All right. Have a good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Good night. Bye, everybody.
God
Thanks
bless.
for coming over.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye, everyone. Have a blessed night.